Welcome back, Guardians. In today's daily Destiny video, I'm going to be showing you guys a new Venus chest run that I found pretty recently. And this has got to be possibly my favourite chest run I've found so far. Now you guys, if you guys sort of follow my channel at all, then you'll notice, or you'll have noticed, should I say, that I've been doing quite a few of these little chest runs and loot runs in the past. And this is by far probably my favourite. Now, usually I'd start these off by showing you guys the type of stuff that you can get. I'm going to take a different approach today and just show you guys to begin with the actual glitch or trick itself, because that is at the end of the day what you guys have come here for. So I've spawned on the patrol. I don't know whether or not you could class that as a mission, but I've spawned on patrol. You spawn up there. I've just came down here a little bit, and you can either go left or right. Now we're going to be going left. That's sort of like the way that we're going to be going, and I mean it's about maybe a 2-second sort of ride over to, I think it's called Ember Cave. I mean we'll find out in a second when I actually get there. You just go along here, you just follow this sort of windy little road, and you get to Ember Caves in the Ishtar Sink Venus. Now this is probably the reason this is like my favourite chest farming thing, is because it's such a simple sort of route that you guys have to go on. The like chests that I've encountered personally is you can often find one there, or sorry, no, you can rarely find one there. I've only seen one once there. You can have some around in these sorts of areas here. I mean, you can already see, for example, I've just gone and got a green engram in the space of like a second or two. Now, the main reason that this is so basic is because the vast majority of the chests are actually in caves. Now, something that's probably worth bearing in mind is that you can use these little ether seeds. Now, you actually pick these up as you sort of progress through this. You'll see that a lot of the enemies tend to drop these little ether seeds, and you can actually use these to get more glimmer than you'd get otherwise from the enemies, which is great because, I mean, as well as getting you guys an awful lot of Spirit Bloom, which is one of the main sort of big things about this chest sort of loot. It's very, very easy to get Spirit Blooms, which, in case you guys don't know, can then be converted or exchanged, so they say, at the Quartermaster, either the Crucible or the Vanguard, for either Crucible or Vanguard marks. Now you guys will see how I've just gone into the second cave. I've seen a lot in that second cave. They tend to spawn there quite often. I've also found one, if I can actually get up here, I found one in this little indent in the rock here, but that's probably like the most complicated one that I've found up to now. The rest have been very, very simple. You can see that just by shooting about 3 people, I've gone and made myself 24 glimmer, and it's not even like they were like with the yellow banners. For those of you who don't know, you tend to only get glimmer from enemies who have a yellow banner as opposed to a red banner. By banner I mean like health bar, and they're the type of people that you get the things from. Now, as you guys can see, we found our first chest. We collect the loot. Fucking hell, that was actually quite a good little loot there, actually. That was quite nice. As you guys saw, we got a ship schematic. We got ourselves an uncommon weapon, and we also got 1x Spirit Bloom. Now, I'm not actually going to spend a lot of time trying to kill all these guys. You basically, I guess like the basic thing to this sort of tutorial is you just have to go from cave to cave, and we got ourselves another good loot there. We got 2x Spirit Bloom. We've got 2 sort of rare or uncommon, sorry. I'm concentrating too hard on not getting killed. And you can see that we've got Spirit Bloom here as well. I was meant to say we've got 2 uncommon weapons we've just gone and picked up. Now, one of the other reasons that I love this little chest run so much is, even though the actual enemies themselves are about level 11, which is actually quite high compared to my other chest farming runs. Like for example on the moon, they were only level 6. So I guess like if you actually think of it in that sort of way, they are actually quite high level wise. But I guess for someone who's level 20, and I probably advise that you guys do this at around level 20, maybe after level 20. I mean, I'm over level 20. If you're over level 20, then I couldn't advise it more. If you're 20 and above, then definitely use this, because you'll find that you're getting legendary gear. You'll get a lot of Spirit Blooms, which can then go towards legendary gear. I nearly missed this chest. This is another one of these sneaky little locations where you can find the chests. And with regards to actually like locations like this, and you can see I just got an ether seed then as well, so you get this constant supply of ether seeds. You can sort of, I guess like I could sort of show you as many of these little indents as possible, like here for example, like I've already shown you. But to be honest, they're really, really hard to actually pinpoint the locations of. You'll find that as and when you go around this thing, you'll just find more and more locations that you haven't noticed before that actually have chests in them, and then you can sort of bear that in mind for the future. But it's sort of quite hit and miss. It just sort of, practice makes perfect, I guess, with this run and a lot of other runs. Now, if you guys have noticed already, I'm actually back where we started at this cave. You sort of know when you've gone in the sort of horseshoe or circle kind of formation when you reach back at this little bit, which is where we first sort of came in and I showed you there was something there, and then we went into the cave over here. And then basically everything sort of respawns because the area that you're going through is so vast. It means that everything does respawn as and when you sort of go around this little circle. And then as you then return to caves, that's a very, very awkward place for there to be a Spirit Bloom. And then as you sort of go back to the caves or back around, you'll notice how everything tends to have respawned, and you'll have like this constant supply of chests, which is very, very useful because at the end of the day, unlike either my Mars one, in the Mars chest run that I showed you guys, they didn't always respawn. It was kind of like hit and miss with that as to whether or not they actually respawned. And then with my Moon tutorial, I must admit I wondered what that was. With my Moon tutorial, it was kind of, again, a little bit hit and miss. Is that a chest? No, okay, I thought that was a chest then for a second. It's kind of like maybe not so hit and miss, but there's a huge area that you have to sort of go around. And it can take a very, very long time for you to actually locate the chests on the second and third sort of run rounds. Now, whether or not I'm actually going to find another chest is the question. I'm not going to lie, I can't even remember if a couple of seconds ago we've gone and found a chest. I know that there, I didn't show you this when we went round again, but there can actually be one here where I'm at right now, near these dregs. There can actually be one spawn in there. I don't know whether or not I've just came in here. I think I just came in here. And guys, to be honest with you, I've probably shown you more or less like the entirety of this chest run. As you can see, it's very, very simple. You don't have to fight off particularly high level enemies, so it's not difficult in that respect. I guess it just requires a little bit of patience with a huge payoff at the end. And then I guess it's also worth mentioning, as well as the Spirit Blooms and the general gear that you guys are going to collect by doing this, as well as the glimmer, if you guys continue to use the ether seeds like I'm using the ether seeds still. The ether seeds last for 10 minutes apiece and get you a shit ton of glimmer. You can see I just got another engram. I'm not going to go and pick that up because I guess I can come and pick that up later on. I'd kind of waste my time if I was to go and get that. And yeah, we found one there. We're more or less back at the beginning where we began. I think a second or two ago I saw some more Spirit Bloom over there. And I'm really glad that this has happened because I was about to show you that you can get a lot of public events spawning. Oh, here you go. Here's the here's the Spirit Bloom. I mean, I've been doing this now for about 10-15 minutes, and I've already gone and got myself, like, in fact, I'll show you exactly how many items of Spirit. I've already gone and got myself 27 Spirit Blooms, and that is literally in the space of about 10 to 15 minutes. I did this for about 5 or so minutes before I started recording, just because I didn't want to spend too long trying the glitch out itself. I sort of had a fairly good idea about what I was going to find. And you should see that there's a walker going to spawn here. Now, at first, this can seem very, very intimidating. I mean, it did to me because I actually fought off this public event earlier on. And it can seem very intimidating, but I assure you it's actually not that difficult. And although I'm not going to do it now, I think I'm going to wait until it at least spawns, though. So you guys can get a bit of an idea about what the public event here is. But the public event, the fact that there's a public event here is absolutely great. Because in case you guys didn't already know, if you complete a public event, and a lot of the times, if you complete it in a given time or in the first given time, you'll find that you can. I'm assuming I actually have to go over here to sort of accept the fact that I want to be a part of this. You can actually like get ascendant shards, I think they're called. Wait, what the hell? Wave complete. Oh, so clearly there isn't going to be a walker. I'm assuming it obviously changes each time. And by the looks of things, I've got to get rid of a lot of drill sites. I mean, now this is completely irrelevant for those of you who don't already know, you get Ascendant Shards. I'll show you. You get these little things here, which can be used then as upgrades for legendary weapons in the future. And I think they work for rare weapons as well. But I'm like 100% sure they work on legendary weapons, which is great for me and my my first and only legendary weapon, which is a scout rifle. Now guys, I'm going to end this video here. I think I've more or less shown you everything. I'm just going to sort of get out of the firing range here. And I really hope this benefits you all in the future. To sort of overview this entire little chest run, by doing this you're going to get a shit ton of Ascendant Shards, just because the public events seem to spawn very, very frequently. You're going to get a lot of Glimmer, especially if you guys use Ether Seeds. I mean, I guess you won't get much Glimmer whatsoever unless you use Ether Seeds, I should say. But like I said earlier on in the video, and like I demonstrated, there is a constant supply of Ether Seeds, and that gets you a shit ton of Glimmer. And as well as that, the Ascendant Shards. So so by the looks of things, I got a bronze tier achievement for that, despite actually doing more or less nothing. That won't actually unlock me anything, but usually you would get an Ascendant Shard. You can also get a lot of Spirit Bloom, which can then be used, like I said, to exchange for either Crucible or Vanguard Marks, which inevitably can then be used to purchase, in the future, can then be used to purchase legendary weapons from either the Vanguard or Crucible Quartermaster. And like I've demonstrated in this video as well, the actual route itself is very, very short. It's very, very easy as well. It's not difficult whatsoever to follow. And like these Spirit Blooms are just all over the place. So guys, if you're looking for a quick, easy, and very, very useful chest run, you guys have got a brilliant one here, and I urge you all to give this a shot. Now, I'm going to end this here. And if you guys didn't already know, I'm doing daily Destiny videos, so there will be plenty more tutorials like this one that will be very, very useful to you guys in the upcoming days, weeks, and even months. So if you guys aren't already subscribed, then please hit the subscribe button. I will see you all in the next video. Have a great day.